What is Hospital's legacy?
What is Led Zeppelin's legacy? What is U2's legacy? What is Pink Floyd's legacy? It's a stupid question.
Mike is a good guy. We used to be rock jocks and did a lot of mountain climbing.
Oh, Mike, yeah, he was always pretty much a lunatic, and
they had a guitarist at the time by the name of James Michael McAllister. And Mr. McAllister came upon me like a dream.
I really didn't like Mike until he joined the band. I think I got to know him a little bit and like him somewhat, and then he joined the band, and then I really liked him.
Meet CJ, I just that spark. I never had that spark with anyone else before. You know, it's like we were like musical soulmates. We were just intertwined from the womb, but different wombs.
You can imagine being as alive as possible. Then suddenly becoming alive.
Oh my gosh, it's like seeing your brother being born. Me and Brent were classmates, actually. South Knoxville, rode the bus here at the school. We talk about music, art, theater.
I'm a big fan of Brent's left forearm.
It was my first opportunity at real rock. I'd messed around a little bit before with some local bands, but these guys were serious. And I was really blessed to have this opportunity, and I felt like I really nailed it. Really nailed it hard.
Oh gosh,
It's just incredibly brilliant, bright.
hurtful, painful things, he said. And he just cried uncontrollably.
AJ is,
I remember pretty near midways through sets, looking up near the side door and making eye contact.
Where creation and ingenuity meet in a perfect storm.
We were in the Sharon Baptist parking lot listening to some recording of Dwayne, and we pretty much just got to the part where he screamed, and then that sealed the deal. He was in the band.
well, Dwayne auditioned, and he, because he just screamed into a microphone, and that pretty much was it. I think he just screamed, and we said, "You're hired," because he could scream really, really good.
Forget it.
Dwayne, again, I knew him as a wrestler in high school. He was well known by all in high school at the Great South Oil.
God, he's just amazing. Best man at my wedding. Wait a minute, that's not accurate.
And then I'd heard that he had become the singer of this Rachel's Morning that I had played with. And and that he was a great screamer.
It was a good time for a little while. He was he could scream like a banshee. He was like Phil Anselmo put together.
You shot my foot!
That was recorded without me, so it wasn't quite all that it could be. But I remember riding around town, listening to its potential, listening to what could be.
Scotty, I remember Travis coming down some and throwing something and then going back up and playing with his kids and
Sonically experimenting with things. I mean, with all brand of distortions and effects, pedals, modulations.
The songs were heavy.
The Stair CD was it was an interesting thing. It was both magical and forgettable, all wrapped into one. It was a lot of people liked it. It wasn't my favorite. I thought we could have done better, but it just goes to show you that even at Hospital's worst, we were the best.
You ready? We're rolling.
practicing for Stair would have been Blueberry Road, famous Blueberry Road practice space.
Our first record label, Screaming Giant Records, out of Dana, California, I believe. Before that Chili Pepper song came out about Dana, California, I think it's unrelated, but I don't know if that's where it was from.
You made no footage of him?
We went to the studio and then, things happened. My face just wasn't ready for.
Greatest lies that you die, but to die you must be born. I have no right to pass a buck. If I fail, it's not your fault.
Dude, did he want you to, sing through that or put it on your nose?
Put it on my nose and then sing it. See what it sounds like.
Oh, okay. So I thought he might want you to sing, through the tube,
And just we're experimenting.
Yeah, that's cool.
What, that song?
Their Hospital's a band. I don't know, you can't say enough about them. It's been so revolutionary over the past couple of years. Changing the way Knoxville thinks and responds to music. They even have an army of Nazi-like fans that follow them. Incredible. And as they record in the studio, you feel the mic, you feel the hand of God.
Gotta hold that one.
Creating, helping this band conquer the local Knoxville scene.
Yeah, Dwayne Willings, wrestling legend, bass player extraordinaire. He was a beast of a screamer. But we got to this point in the band where the wrestling didn't matter as much anymore, and we already had a bass player, and we were beginning to sing more. We wanted to be more melodic, explore new territories, new worlds. It was becoming too easy for us to just simply dominate the world that we had lived in for so long.
That was a really rough period with Dwayne. We got to the point where musically we were just all over the place. We were going in different directions. We were ships passing in the night.
It was a tough time, you know. It wasn't like he was like doing coke or anything like that.
I called him and I said, Dwayne, we need to meet. Let's meet at the practice space. Let's talk about this. Let's hug this out.
And so we decided to part ways with Dwayne, and he went on to other great things, many very great things, and left us with some splendid memories.
We just let him off the hook too, because he was kind of relieved. I think he was not liking it.
I don't think Dwayne can die. He is that South Knoxville immortal that just will not ever be extinguished. You can't stop it.
It's just like witnessing that, you knew this musical genius, and you realize it was only 50%, and then it just, like the phoenix out of the fire, just came up, and we were a new band. We were still called Hospital, but we were a new band.
So he just started singing. That was a good time.
In August of 2003, Hospital made their most insane album ever, Enigma. It went to number 4 on the Billboard charts and held it there for 18 weeks. I can't get it to play at the moment, but it was recorded on a compact disc, which I assume is the same as an iPod, just without buttons.
My only regret of my actual entire life is that was only 4 songs, that EP. That it didn't get the full attention it deserved. I mean, it was like the Black Album and Dark Side of the Moon put together, but better. It was just triumphant. It was lyrically soaring. It was majestic. It had a guy getting shot on the front of it. It was a great time. We were really in our own. And
tell us about Enigma.
Yeah, with Enigma, we went further than any man had ever gone before. We became new men, better men. We became better husbands, better fathers, better friends. I think we changed a lot of lives for that album. It was only 4 songs. We had the budget. We originally went in to do 8 songs, and we decided to cut it at 4 because we already knew that we had more than the world was ready for, and it was best not to push this any further. The band did come to an end not long after Enigma. It was a tragic day. It was a great day for us because we had to get on with our lives. It was a tragic day for the world. On that day, the world lost its musical leader, its hero. The Hospital was no more.
Well, there's a lot of misconceptions about that, and I'm going to take the glasses off so everyone knows how serious I am about this. I don't know what other people have told you, but I did not kick AJ out of the band. I kicked myself out of the band. That was very sneaky of me. I quit the band mostly because AJ had a bad attitude and he was a poor sport. There's a lot of it, and just don't think he recognized my genius all the time. He should have. Very rarely bought me dinner, stuff like that nature.
So, Mike and his big pedal board, I mean, it's always a big show with him. There's no real talent there.
CJ, Mike's beautiful body and awesome talent. I heard that AJ did not like that.
That is an opinion held by a couple of people that Mike's talent was something that AJ had trouble with.
And it caused conflicts in the band. I mean, it was like me and him going at it. It's like I just wanted things a certain way, logic and reason, and he's, coming in with feather boas and captain hats.
As I said before, once you dominate for so long, even domination gets a little stale.
I'm sorry, but everything I did says, I loved you. That's why I did all of it. I loved you in a way that was still borderline heterosexual, but I still loved you.
Can we turn the cameras off? Dude. Turn the cameras off! Turn the cameras off!
We're members of the hospital. Nothing here is normal. It's all pretty extraordinary, really. Seriously, 10 years later, I'm topless with a tie. How many men can say that?
Oh gosh, early 2000s we really came into our own. I mean, we were pretty much the envy of anyone that ever heard us. Pretty much just wanted to be us or be in our band or play drums or guitar for our band. And it was, it was almost embarrassing. It was odd playing shows, all just the weird freakish envy by every act that we played with, just that just lustful desire to be in our positions, which is just very odd. And it was a good time. I mean, we were touring constantly. I mean, we were playing up to 25 shows a year at that point, nonstop. I mean, maybe 15 if you don't count the Prince Deli, but I mean, still, it was just amazing. The reception we got. I mean, you'd sometimes take you'd have to walk past several people to get to the stage when we would start to go play. It was just amazing.
CJ, what is Hospital's legacy?
Joy for children. And the hospital we built. We built a hospital.
There were so many. There's so many large festivals, large crowds, big shows. Screaming fans is such a blur. It was a blur of a time.
It's a pretty easy question. Who is your favorite Hospital member?
That's easy. Me, the unsung leader, the spiritual leader of the band, driving force, creative talent, owner of the van.
Two hearts connecting, and that's really what happened anytime we strapped on the guitars. Our hearts became one enormous heart that would inspire the world.
Did you have any kindred spirits in the music industry?
Bon Jovi. The Who. I mean, we never played with them, but I felt that connection.